left mirror check. We don't need to signal because we're expected to be in the lane on the left. Bit more to the left so you're closer to your double yellow lines. As you brake, glance in the left door mirror. You need to be very close to the double yellow lines in the left door mirror. That's fine. The next time we come around, we're going to combine where we're stopping with getting closer to the double yellow lines. So we're now going ahead when it's safe to do so. When we do go ahead, we don't want to get close to the divide line opposite the junction. We need to remain closer to the left where the double yellow lines are. Steering swerving again, okay, so steer a little slower. Now get closer to the pavement on the left. Before you do that, look in the left door mirror first and then get closer to the pavement. Now look in the left door mirror, get closer to the pavement, that's it. So we're not close to the line unnecessarily. Now glance in your right door mirror as we go around the parked vehicle. Then at the traffic lights we will be going ahead, but we need to get close to the pavement as we're going ahead. So we're closer to your double yellow lines. That's good. Now we're too close to that divide line. So if there was anyone opposite you turning right, you'd go into them. At the traffic lights, turn left again. Now your car should have been further to the left. Okay. We can go. Remain in the lane on the left. Always try and go into the lane on the left. Now we can see a cyclist, can't we?
Yeah.
You need to deal with him as you would do a car. If he has his own lane, perfectly fine. But the faster you go past him, the more turbulence you'll cause. Now we can see a solid line there, so you wouldn't be allowed to go over it. And you'll see another little bit of solid white line where you couldn't go over no matter what. And that's the difference between a bus lane. A bus lane is twice the width, and a normal road is a single line. And that's why they've put a single line there, and the size of this one is a double, so you can go into it if it wasn't in operation. If you glance in your left door mirror, that's good. We need to come away from that line, especially a bus being so wide, we'd end up clipping the bus. So now I want you to centre the car into the middle of your lane. Your speed's excellent, your control's good, speed's good, positioning is fine. And now if you look in the left door mirror, as that bus approaches that green light, your lights will go red regardless of them going green now.
Yeah.
Keep going, glance in the left door mirror. I want you to kind of experience it and understand it. Okay, so give a bit of gas. And now ease off a little. Keep an eye on him. If he's not stopping at the bus stop, your lights will go red. Keep going. Now we're going over. It's too late to stop. I just want you to understand how that light works, okay?
Yeah.
And they call them auto switching. So it's usually on heavily dense road. I can't even speak English first thing in a Sunday morning, but yeah, heavily populated roads. So we're following the road ahead. We're going to remain in this lane. At the traffic lights, we're going to go ahead, so at this crossing.
Yeah.
Then at the main traffic lights, we will be turning left again. But this time, we're going to increase our left mirror checks on approach.
It's on TikTok.
No, I'm on YouTube Live.
Okay. It's not showing that.
YouTube. Yeah, it's on. That's good. Now that he has his own lane, he's going a lot slower than you. So be careful as you make your left turn, you're going to come into contact with that person. So when we say come into contact, we don't mean you're going to run him over.
Yeah.
We mean you're going to meet the person. So you need to have like a plan A, plan B. Ultimately, your plan C is to stop. That's good. Remain in the center of your lane as the lane gets very narrow. When you swerve the wheel, make sure you look in your left and right door mirror. At the traffic lights, we are turning left. So let's start our routine now so everyone's well aware of where we're going. Left. Now look in the left door mirror again. Look in the left door mirror again. Now come into the lane on the left because we're aware there's no cyclists. And then we'll follow the road round to the left, keeping in the lane on the left. And then we'll follow the road ahead. At the traffic lights, we will go ahead. What does this sign mean here?
That it's coming both ways.
Yes.
That you're gonna come across traffic.
That's fine.
And straight here, yeah.
We're going to follow the road ahead, but we're not going to go over the line on the right this time. We're going to remain in our lane at all times. That wasn't too bad, well done. That's just the noise of a grate, so don't get too worried. If it's not making that noise, it means you're too far to the right. Just means lorries have driven over it and bent it. It's a piece of metal. In the distance, we can see the speed limit changing. Try and adopt your speed before you go through the lower speed limit. Also, you'll see the lights have changed now. Now, wherever you stop, make sure that you stop safely and we don't obstruct people coming onto this road. So you can either stop here, or you can stop at the line.
I should have.
Mm-hmm. It's fine. First time you stop, no problem.
I could have stopped there because there was nothing.
You made a mistake, so
overthinking
what?
it, yeah,
Let
yeah.
it go. Let it, no, it don't matter. It happens. Next time, don't. You're entitled to make one mistake, you know. Not the end of the earth. Okay, we're going to follow the road ahead at the roundabout. And you know when you follow the road ahead at the roundabout, I want you to read the yellow sign on your right at the roundabout as you go ahead at the roundabout. There's two signs I want you to pay attention to. So read them signs and then go when it's safe.
No access diversion.
Okay?
Blue light route.
Oh, he's actually got signals on his taxi. We're going ahead. So can you read what it says? It says blue light route and it says no access to A650.
Yeah.
Follow the road ahead. Would you understand what a blue light route is?
Like ambulance, perhaps. I guess.
Any emergency
Yeah.
vehicle that has a blue light.
Yeah.
So it's the route that they will take. So when these guys are doing their 10K run, that's the route. That's the authorized, designated route that they would be taking. I mean, they wouldn't go through people. I mean, you're too close to pavement. Again, look in the left mirror. Don't swerve the wheel without looking in the mirror. There could be a cyclist, a runner actually now. So them routes are designed for emergency vehicles. So you might see one at the odd sort of time flying down the road. So it's important that you're aware that the route that you're on, potentially you could come across an emergency vehicle. If you did, what would you do?
Stop.
Where would you stop?
To my left, let them pass.
But where? Would you stop close to a junction? No.
No, just where it's safe. I guess depends where.
Ideally, you'd reduce your speed. So you'd make sure, first of all, that you're not going to cause yourself any danger. You'd make sure that you're not causing anyone else any danger. And you'd slow down first so he can acknowledge that you're doing something. Then you'd make sure your signal's clear so he understands what you're doing, or they do. And then you'd stop if there's nothing else you can do to get out of their way. Traffic lights, turn left. Okay, so we're going to follow the road ahead. We're then going to look for a safe place to pull up on the left. Where you pull up, there should be no restrictions in terms of parking. So no double yellow lines, no disabled bay, no zigzags, no nothing where it's restricted. So look at the floor markings. I can see where we can park.
Just right. Oh no, that's double yellow line.
On the left, always on the left.
Yeah. In between the
Keep
disabled
going.
bays.
Yeah, keep going so until you park there. But move to the right because the taxi man's already trying to go around you. That's fine. Now slowly bring your car in and park between the two bays, which is what you told me you'd do. That noise. Lovely. It's important that when you park the car that you turn off all your signals, whatever you need to do. Okay, that didn't go too bad. Any feedback you'd like to give her?
I think she drive well.
Okay. Driving is actually much better than your something else. You're driving it today. I mean, this is the first time that you're actually on a road. So your driving standard, your skill level, if I can just make up a number from 0 to 100, I'd say is 99.
Oh wow.
But there's something
Observations.
that's 10.
Observations.
Can we bring that up in this lesson?
Yeah.
I mean, the first time you were forgiven, first time. Second time you went round, forgiven-ish. The third time, the fourth time, why? So, as you're approaching a set of traffic lights and the lights are green, what colour will they go?
Orange.
Yeah, okay. Do you know when I'm approaching traffic lights, irrespective of what colour it is, when I'm approaching a zebra crossing, irrespective of what, it only flashes amber, but let's say when I'm approaching, the first thing I look at is where I need to  Yeah. When you see a traffic light, look at the floor. Look at where that solid white line is. Look at where you'd need to stop. Sometimes you stop on a bump, sometimes you'd stop before the bump, sometimes you'd stop after. And wherever you need to stop is dictated by how much gas you're giving and how quick you respond. That's the first thing. Second thing, when you're going ahead at a junction, you're too far to the right. When I tell you to come to the left, you do it, you follow my instructions to the decimal point. But what you're not doing is making sure it's safe. I am. That risk I'm taking. So when I say that risk, I mean there's nobody here in relation to it being a risk, but technically it is. I'd like you to share that risk with me and look. Or ideally, if you can, just do it yourself. Yeah, I'm alright with what I'm saying to that. So it's important that you're looking and you're also analysing a traffic light. Now, if you're approaching the traffic light and the traffic light's green, it's going to go red. If the traffic light's red, it's going to go green. Okay? Now, when we go to the bottom of this road and the road finishes, the lane finishes, how would you know that you need to stop? So you're travelling along this road, and what markings on the floor would tell you that you need to stop?
There's a horizontal line.
Yeah, so that would tell you that your road stops there. So that's how I identify a junction. Okay, so you'd go ahead at the junction. Now, do you know if there was anyone in that junction? Would you go into that junction if the junction was blocked?
No, I mean, I guess it depends like what it's like, but no, if it's blocked.
Okay, now, although this question might sound a bit dumb, but if you're turning left at a junction and the junction is full, would you go into that junction?
You just wait for a space first.
Okay, so now you're waiting for a space, which is correct. Where would you wait for the space?
Just on the line, on your horizontal line.
Fantastic. So now we're not going to go into a junction if it's blocked. We're going to stay behind the line. What happens if the person behind you beeps at you?
Nothing.
Nothing you can do. If they want to go around you, they can do. Okay. Now that said, when you were parking the car, the taxi driver tried going round you. Sometimes they do, sometimes they're impatient, but try and time your signal so it's on for no more than 8 or 9 car lengths. Yeah? Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to move off. At the first junction, you're going to go ahead. At the second junction, you'll go ahead. At the third junction, Coastal Road, you'll turn left. Now, if that junction is blocked, like you've told me, you're waiting behind the line. But before you go, you must look at your traffic lights and make sure that they're green before you go. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck in the junction. Yeah? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, when you went last time, did you see the lady that changed lanes?
Yeah, in the last.
Do you understand why she did that?
I didn't really see what
She was
happened.
blocking the junction in her
Right.
lane. In her lane, she was blocking the junction, but the lane on the left, she wasn't.
Right.
So she went into that lane to stop blocking the junction. Okay? So can we have a little bit more driving from you, and can we have a little bit more understanding as well when you move off? Okay, when you're ready, move off. Let's follow the road ahead, please. Scan the zebra crossing, make sure nobody's waiting. Now look at your next green traffic lights, which will go red. Now look at the lane that you need to be in, then look at the floor markings for the white line. Then make sure that you're in the center of your lane while you're approaching. We'll deal with your mirrors in the next time we come round. Good. Now make sure you're in the center of your lane while you're slowing down, and when that horizontal line disappears, you should have stopped. So slow down, and stop. There. Now we're a little bit too far forward for me. Next time, I want you to stop 1 car space back. Okay. When we go ahead at the junction, you told me that you're not going to get close to the divide line. So it means you have to turn a little bit to the left, a bit like a banana, a bit more to the left as you go around. I hate eerie silences. Some people love working in silence. I don't. My mind overthinks. Oh, my mind goes all over. I'm thinking of VW Beetles racing on a track for some reason now. My concentration is quite weak.
Oh.
I am like Dory from Finding Nemo. I don't know whether you watch Finding Nemo. I love that program. So now we're going to look in our right door mirror because potentially we may need to go over the line. That's good. That's lovely. This speed is fine. Now we're looking the left door mirror to come back into our lane and follow the road ahead. We're now going to get closer to the left, to my side. That's better. So we're minimizing our interference over the divide line. We don't need to be over it, we're not going to go over it. Now, as the road goes downhill, gravity will make you go faster, and you counter that by stopping the car, picking up momentum, but traveling at the speed you want it to go at. Well done, good mirror checks. And slow it down. Do another mirror check here. And that's why you're doing it, because you have to come to the left. And now just follow the road down, follow the road ahead. And we're now following the signs for city centre. So on that white board on the left, where is the city centre?
It's the left.
Okay, then start your routine from here, because we're approaching them traffic lights. Do we need to let them know which direction we're headed? Yes. Can you remember what we discussed about stopping?
Yeah, I'll stop just at that white line.
That's
here.
fine. Yep, absolutely fine.
There as well.
Can you see how this blue car should waited behind the line?
Yeah.
So we'll wait behind the first line here. Then once our lights go green and there is nobody obstructing the junction, we will go into the junction.
As in, like, none of them are there plus green light.
So when our light goes green, theirs will go red. Because it'd be silly for them and us to go at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, there'd be carnage. So usually, when you're turning left at a filter light, you'll find a giveaway at the end of your lane. And that's to make sure if anyone's ahead of you turning right, you wouldn't clash. But on the opposite side of that junction, they cannot turn right from there. Can you remember when we started the lesson off, we turned right from where the green bus is?
Yeah.
I think the light sequence is actually off this morning. I think the sequencing is off. It's strange.
Wrong,
Yeah. So like we agreed and like we said, we're going to wait here now. And we don't mind what they do because our junction is blocked. And we wait, although the taxi driver will not agree with us, but we don't mind. We have to do what's safe.
Okay, and I will go
Yeah,
now.
that's fine, yeah. And as you turn, because them lights have been on green for a long time, be careful as we go ahead. That's fine. And now look in your right door mirror, this is normal taxi driver behaviour. They bully you, like he's doing now. He should have been behind you and followed you because you weren't slowing down. You weren't driving at what's that word? You weren't driving at any sort of stage that was poor. It was good. Your turn was good. Your speed was reasonable, and really, he should have waited behind you.